Hey, welcome Amazing Mamas. I am Marie Benson. I am the founder of Amazing Mama Academy. You can find me at theamazingmama.com or on Instagram at Amazing Mama. Okay, not Amazing Mama, but Amazing Mama. Okay, so I help moms to achieve their best life. Okay, their best lives and financial freedom through refined daily systems, developing her authentic life, and creating passive income. Okay, my superpower is really just helping moms coaching them to lean into their second calling if they have one, so they can live in abundance and they have the ability to focus on and love their first calling of mamahood. Okay, so that's a little bit about me, and I really encourage that. I think that if you have that calling, I know you can do both. All right, if I can do it, you can do it. But today we're going to specifically talk about time management and productivity, such important things. Okay, and really that productivity part, that's what is the fuel to a lot of moms. It really is. That's what we're missing. You know what I mean? So when we can get productivity like that, it just makes us feel better, in my opinion. That's our energy is missing that fuel. So let's talk about it. Let's dive in. All right. The first thing, I'm going to talk about 3 things, maybe 4, depends on how much time I have here. I'm going to try to keep this to 30 minutes. But the first thing is focus. Second thing is upgrading your systems, your daily systems. The third thing is decluttering. Okay. And if we have time, I will add in one more. So let's just dive in so I can get through this and hopefully, give you something, all this stuff and a little bit more. So we're going to talk about focus and the importance of focus, all right? We have to prioritize, because as moms, I recommend everybody doing it, because it's so easy to have shiny object syndrome, but it's not really about that. It's about you are changing, you're you, and then you have this child who is taking up so much of your time, okay? Thankfully, we're happy about that, but that's the fact, is that she or he is taking up a lot of our time and energy. Those are 2 different things, okay? And so we have to respect that time is just different for us moms. For now, it won't always be like that, okay? Moms have different seasons, right? Things go from physically, it's kind of physically hard, emotionally hard, and it does this, right? It can get more difficult in different ways as you go through the process, but easier in certain ways also. That's the good news, okay? So I'm going to give you 4 steps from keeping this focus. How do you focus, right? You got to choose that you want to prioritize, okay? Because the thing is, if you want to get something done, you only have so much time to do it. So you have to pick what you want for now. And here's what I want to say about what you want to do accomplish now. And when you accomplish that, then you can move on to the next thing. I encourage my moms in my academy, in the academy, to keep an ambitions journal. And this journal it's just to create a list or whatever of all the things that you want to get done. Okay. Not necessarily need. It could be need, because getting things that we need to get done makes us feel good. I don't want, doing my taxes is not fun, but I need to do them. And it's a burden to me until we get them done. So anyways, it could be anything, but really I'm thinking dreams, hopes, okay? Anything to improve your life. Anything, right? And so what that does is it creates space to get one thing done, or 2 things. One is better, okay? Believe it or not, get it done. All right, because you'll get it done faster. I can't tell you how many people, you do so many things and it's nothing ever gets done. But you focus on one thing and you keep going until it gets done. And now we can move on to the next thing. Now it's golden, okay? So if you keep an ambitions journal, you can write all those things. And again, it's ever changing, and you can add to it. You can delete from it, whatever you want, all right? But I encourage you to, write these things down and then circle, okay, what am I going to get done right now? So it creates that space, because oftentimes we don't, if we think we just forget about and leave, these other ideas or things we want to get done or need to get done, whatever it is, that means we're never getting them. We're never going to do them. And that's I can't handle that. But if I put in an ambitions journal, it holds that for me. And then I can focus. I have the ability to focus. Okay, that's kind of step 1. But all right, step 1 I wrote down. Set clear intentions. Okay. If you're cooking, cleaning, self-caring, okay, whatever it is, whatever your priority is, pick that priority, all right, or priorities, all right? So it should be a mixture of what you need to do and what you want to do, okay? And they might not be even. You might, as moms, we definitely do a lot more what we need to do than what we want to do. That's not to say that you don't want to clean your house. You know what I mean? All of it's important. Okay, and so you just you have to just set clear intentions and just take it week by week. Take it week by week or day by day. All right? So pick something that's going to help you do that. You could create a schedule. Okay, you could use the app like Asana, or was it so it's like you can put tasks on there and you put a due date on it, and then kind of like, or you could do it. It has like a calendar format. You could also use Google Calendar. Okay, there's so much technology out there that's here to help us. Okay, so anyways, set clear intentions. All right, fine. Whatever it is that you want to do, set a few things. Not a ton. Remember, we have that ambitions journal. Set a few things, and then you just kind of revisit. Once you get through something, okay, go to the ambitions journal. What do you got to get? What else do you want to get done? Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2, eliminate resistance. Now, there's this book. It's actually right here on my shelf. You can see it. The War of Art. If you haven't read it, read it. I believe it applies to motherhood big time, actually. It really applies to like business. It applies to anything creative like writing or things like that. But mamahood is also creative. You have to do nothing but trial and error and problem solving, critical thinking, and you have to use creativity. Like, okay, what's going to work? You got to dig in there. You got to think about it. Okay? So it applies to that. But I'm going to give you two examples of resistance here because it's too long. There's a lot of forms of resistance. But the first thing is shiny object syndrome. And we kind of touched on that in the first step and with the ambitions thing. Just, again, everything you want to do, get done. Like that, I don't want to say your old self because that old self is still there. It's just that you have a very demanding job right now. Okay? As a mom. And it again, depends on what season. It might be harder than other seasons of motherhood. But we want to say yes to everything. And that doesn't just mean like for us. That means like when we're finding solutions to things, we might also say yes. Let's try this. Most solutions do work, but you have to see them through. Like, again, focus and prioritize and say, use some calculated, messy action and go from there. Okay? Set some boundaries. Very important. Okay? The second thing is, and I love this one, it is the second form of example of resistance is ignoring your mama instinct or intuition. Okay? I think as females, I do think we in general are born with this natural maternal instinct, some people call it. And then obviously it's like really unlocked or kicks in when we have most access to it when we have a little one. But you have a choice. No matter where you are in your journey, you have a choice to use it or not. And this instinct, it's wise. And that's what you want. You want to cloak yourself in wisdom. You want to invite wisdom all the time. You want to do what's wise. And remember, what's wise for you may not be wise what people are, may not be what people are doing, what the majority is doing. Which I know some people this is similar to peer pressure, right? But it's not just that, okay? So mama intuition is there to make your life easier as a mom. So why wouldn't you want it? So in order to invoke this power that you have, this superhuman power to take care of this superhuman job, because it is superhuman, think about it, okay? Our bodies, our brains, our minds, everything that's turned around, okay? The easiest way to invoke this and really power up on this and lean into this is to start saying yes and listening and taking action based off what your instincts say. Okay? You go to a park. There's a billion parks around you, but you go to one particular park. You get out of the car. It's a pain to get a kid in a car seat. I get it. But you look at the situation. You're like, this is not going to go. I don't know. Something's wrong. Right? And so if you listen to that and you get into that car, no matter how much your toddler's screaming, you say, look, we're going to go to a different park. That's listening to your mama intuition. Okay. Knowing like it's you get these little messages, but if you don't follow your instinct, right? We come out of those situations and something maybe, crappy may happen, and then we feel instant regret. We feel instant awfulness. Like if I had only listened to my, intuitions. Like there's this one slide we were at the other day, this park the other day. It was like gigantic. And my toddler, she's still a little shaky, like on her legs. Like she's walking and running, no problem, but like climbing on things, and then like, just she hasn't quite figured it out yet, and that's fine. But it was a huge slide, so it was kind of steep. And then I'm like, "Are you okay? Like, I think you should wait for me." She's like, "No, I'm good," and she just goes. And like my mom instinct was to like materialize, teleport to the top of that slide to grab her and then go down the slide with her. But I believed her when she said she was good. I know. And she kind of like tumbled down. She was okay, everybody. Don't worry. And then we went down together. She was much happier. But yes, she was not happy. But if I listened to my mom instinct, it would have been fine. If I said, wait, if I told her, wait. Because obviously freeing for a kid is good, but, you want to be there when you can. So anyways, use your mama instinct. And when, I want to talk about mom guilt, but I'll talk about that later, okay? In a second. Actually, in 1 second here. So that's step 2. Eliminate resistance. Those are just a couple, okay? Understand, moms, that mamahood is hard. So actually, a third resistance is not like giving yourself credit, and understanding like that. So this resistance means like you will need to keep working trial and error until you get on the other side and solve that problem. All right? But know that it takes work. It takes a hustle. Mamahood takes a hustle. I don't know if there's people around you that are making it look easy. I doubt it is all the time. Okay? And it won't be all the time for you either. You'll get better and better. All right, step 3, be wise with your free time. And I simply mean when you get time to rest or step away, all right? You have a choice what you're going to do with that time. So if you have the opportunity to rest and you think you need some rest, you could use some rest, I hope you pick rest versus scrolling through social media. I'm not judging that. That's fine. That's your self-care time. But if you need sleep, so step 3 is choose sleep when you need it, okay? That's really what it should be. And do what you need. Sometimes you need to do what you need first in a window of free time, and then do whatever else second, okay? And you can set an alarm. You bet your butt I take a nap sometimes. Yes, because things you can't explain are tiring, okay? You just get tired all of a sudden, and you don't have to explain it. If you're tired, take a nap. Okay, I lean into that, and I set an alarm so that I don't use all my free time for just sleep. I don't just sleep and get nothing I want to get done, okay? And sometimes I do want to get cleaning done. Sometimes I want to get a workout done. So some things are for the household and some things are for me. But sometimes I need, sleep, biological needs are a thing, all right? So be wise about that. Be wise is the word I'm using, okay? And step 4, respect your self-care time. All right, and I know this is kind of connected to the step 3, but this means, again, don't use all, when you have free time, don't use all your time to cook and clean. And maybe you don't do it every time. Maybe the house is a mess for a little bit longer than you want, all right? And I know that is a pride thing that we have to get over as moms sometimes, all right? If we don't have our systems, flawlessly in place, it can happen. Even if we have a system, a really good system, things get messy. They just do, all right? So those are the 4 steps. All right, the next thing. So we just talked about focus. Let's talk about upgrading your systems. And I'm going to keep this pretty simple. So your systems, your daily systems, you want to, in general, the goal is you want to create systems for all those mundane daily tasks that have to get done or that you want to get done. I shouldn't say that's again, a clean house brings me joy. It does. I don't always want to do those things leading up to it, but, because it is tiring, right? But the goal is you want to create as many automated systems as you can. So, and get rid of the resistance. Make it easy. Make the tasks easy. And so systems make these tasks easy. All right. So let's think about 3 or 4 tasks. Let's see. So one task is like, let's say cooking, cleaning, working out, and getting out of the house every day, right? All right, so for cooking, I use, and this is just my system, maybe use another system. I don't like meal plan, and I don't have a calendar of what to eat. This is what I am doing right now, and it might change, but this is my system, and it works really well. It doesn't suck the energy out of me, and it's very productive. I like it a lot. Okay, so what I do is I have like 5 things that I go to. So I have 5 options as to how to produce meals and put those meals on my table. 1, I cook. Okay, like there's a specific meal I want to cook, and so I get the ingredients and I cook it. All right. 2, grocery shopping, right? Because that kind of goes in it. So grocery shopping, yes, I grocery shop, but what I lean into is I subscribe to like grocery companies. So not like Instacart, although like actually going grocery shopping, I if I had to choose, I'd pick like the pickup where they put it in you order ahead and they pick it up and put it in your trunk and you drive off. You don't have to get out of your car. That's great. But actually, I prefer just going in because I usually don't have that much to grocery shop for, believe it or not, because I do this. So I have, and again, not Instacart, like Butcher Box, Misfits Market. I've used a couple other ones. I've tried a couple other ones. But anyways, so now I'm getting my produce, I'm getting my dairy and eggs, and I'm getting my proteins all delivered to my door, either on a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. Okay, and it does save money. It saves money and time. And you can skip these, you can unsubscribe, whatever it is. You can skip as many as you want. Like if you don't, or if it doesn't work for you, don't. But try it, right? But anyways, now like because before I would think like, what do I want for dinner? And then I'd have to think of it. And then I decided it finally. And then I'd have to go make sure I had the ingredients, right? And that was a nightmare. Now it's like a chopped basket. So like things are provided to me and I can look, okay, here's some steak, here's some chicken. Okay, what do I want to do with this? What can I do? You know what I mean? Here's my pantry. Okay, so these things are provided for me. It's like going to the chopped chicken kitchen and getting the basket and having the chopped pantry, right? So you have those things and you just kind of pick and choose from them. So that's another thing I use. I also use on occasion those online meal kit options where like, oh my gosh, now I'm drawing a blank, like Home Chef, Green Chef, things like that. Okay. And they give you meal kits. So you're still cooking, but they provide all the ingredients for that specific thing. Yes. Okay. Another option. The 4th option is, what did I say here? Oh yeah, 4th option is freezer items, okay? I feel like I'm missing one. I only have 4, but I swear there's a 5th one. Okay, for freezer items, I realize that some people like to freeze like entire meals, but I don't think they turn out very good. I think they are not tasty, so I don't want that. But what I do like have there as backup is I have like a few items that I make in bulk. And then on days or weeks where I'm like, okay, let's pick a day where we're going to have a taco night, something like that. Then I just pull it out of the freezer, put it on the shelf. So here are the 3 or 4 items that I freeze like in bulk. 1, I freeze taco meat galore. And I put them in the size of like my family portions for either 1 or 2 nights. So when I cook this stuff, bring it out of the freezer, we have a meal plus maybe leftovers. Just some leftovers, okay? But I freeze that in bulk. So I cook it ahead of time. I put in the seasoning and all that stuff. So it's all done. All right. And again, bulk, big old pot, very simple. All right. But again, I freeze it in freezer bags in portions. I don't do like one giant portion because then you're freezing you only want to freeze like in portions that you might need on 1 or 2 days. Okay, so that's 1. The second thing is actually enchiladas. And you can either I've found that you can either cook this ahead of time and freeze it, or you can put it in the pan and freeze it uncooked, and then when you're ready, take it out and put it in the oven. Okay? If I cook them beforehand, again, I split them up in serving sizes. All right. The third thing I might freeze is lasagna. And again, I cut those up, put them in, because I think those things freeze well and come out tasting when you cook them really good. All right. Oh, the fourth thing is, did I say fourth? I like to do crock pot chicken tacos. Okay. And so I marinate this chicken in the crock pot so it's kind of shredded, right? And then I freeze that. So I either make tacos, or I make fresh enchiladas with it, or you can make whatever you want. But those are the two things I make. And anyways, like, it doesn't have to be freezer meals for every single day. It's just another like tool in my tool belt that when I don't have time to like physically think about what we're going to eat and go get the ingredients, now I can go to those things. I feel like there was one more, but I'm so sorry it escapes my mind right now. Okay, so let's go to the next system. Cleaning. I'm going to make this really brief. Put a cleaning kit in every one of your bathrooms and in your kitchen. All right, and then have a designated area for like your where you need your vacuum the most, where you broom. But what I do, I make enough. I buy enough supplies for all these areas of my house, because again, I'm trying to make it easier. So now you're not wasting time. Oh, I gotta go get this. I gotta go get that. You just, and again, have the ability to to split things up. I don't want to call it divide and conquer, because that kind of means like everybody does a piece, which is delegating is a thing. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second here. But what I'm saying is sometimes I don't always clean the whole bathroom at once. But see, you're making progress, right? I do like, yeah, okay, we got to clean everything. Fine. But on like a day-to-day basis, like now I can, okay, the toilet's dirty, and I can just go in and get the toilet stuff in a couple minutes. You know what I mean? And that's faster. Like the bath gets a little ring around the tub. Okay, get in there. Yeah. And that is a lot faster than like clean. Like it's tough to find a lot of time to clean all these bathrooms and maintain your sanity, in my opinion. And that's a goal of mine. Okay. And all the moms in my academy. Okay. All right. So that's just to keep that simple. That's just one tactic to upgrade your system. I always say, create systems. Think about, how do I make this easier? How do I make it really convenient and easy? It's the same as like, again, like you have workout clothes, leave them out of your bed the night before. All right. What was the other thing I said? I think, getting out of the house. So I was talking about not like doing stuff like leaving out clothes the night before. The same thing is true. So if you even think you want to leave the house, you might want the option to leave the house. You have an appointment, whatever it is. Take your diaper up. I always take my diaper bag. I try to take my diaper bag out of the car every night. And I kind of restock it and clean it up. I'm kind of a neat freak like that. It brings me energy to have cleanliness. It doesn't always happen for me, but I try. But anyways, so then I just make sure I have the diapers. I have like a non-perishable snack in there. And then I have like a little toy kit, like something I put a toy bags, some people like whether we're going to the zoo or we're going to someplace to sit down, I need her attention. Like I always have something for her to do if that is a need, but you want it there. You want it available to you. Okay. And then the day of, so I always restock that and I put as much as I can into the car that I might need, like a water bottle, if she needs a change of clothes, I make sure that I always have a change of clothes in my car for her, for my daughter. But I do that stuff as much as I can the night before. And then the morning of, before I even get her up, then I have my water bottle ready. I have perishable snacks ready. I have her water bottle ready. Just, again, like I try to do as much prep as I can, because when I get out of the house, the only thing I want to do is pick her up, and she's the only thing in my hands. And again, even before I leave, I'll put my keys in the car. I'll put my phone in the car. So if that's available to you, I would do it. I put everything I can in the car. So then I just put her in there. I just have to deal with her. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. And always give your kid a warning. 20 minutes so we get in the car to go to the library. 10 minutes before we get in the car to go to the doctor. That is a big deal. We would want to know. They want to know. Okay. I think that's the biggest thing. I know there was one more, and I apologize. I cannot remember it for the life of me. But if you reach out to me, I can address it for sure. But okay, so upgrade your systems, ladies. Upgrade them. And small improvements are large improvements. They are. It adds up. The next thing I want to talk about to improve your time management and productivity is decluttering. I can't stress that enough. I cannot. People I know roll their eyes at me, and I will tell you what, like, if you haven't seen Marie Kondo, any of her stuff, do look at it. And I know she's kind of a different person these days, but it doesn't mean the stuff that she has said has helped. Like basically, I think she kind of says like she lets her mess go a little bit because she of her kids. That's what I've heard recently. I don't know if it's true, but anyways, it doesn't make her stuff any less true or any less helpful. Her stuff is very helpful, and the biggest thing that I have gotten from her is I always like honor my stuff. All right, like I always say thank you for bringing me joy before I like let it exit my house. Okay. And when I say decluttering, what you really are doing is you are making space to receive better. And that is physical things, that is opportunities, new opportunities, that is improving your energy. I kid you not. Decluttering your house will improve your energy. Like you got a shot of vitamin B or an iron. Like it will improve your life, and it will also help improve the mood of your little one. If you didn't know, if you never heard that, that is a big deal. Okay. Because it's all about like sensory overload. We feel it. They're definitely more sensitive, but we definitely do feel, we don't realize it. Like it becomes chronic, like that we can like handle that. But the less you have to clean or manage. Isn't that nice? Yeah. That's how I think. That's how I look at it. But before I go on, I want to give you a brief lesson in abundance and scarcity mindset or mentality. And this is a big deal. So if you haven't heard about it, I have an episode on this on the Amazing Mama YouTube channel. And anyways, just abundance basically is the mentality is you believe in the idea that there's enough for everyone. There's enough out there all the time. And then scarcity is the opposite of that. But it's also like you hoard and you hold on to things. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like this particular mentality flipped a switch in me and just shifted me. Like I want to live in abundance. And I realized that my actions, my language, my mentality was in scarcity. And once I started aligning with abundance, my mentality, everything changed. Oh my God, it was great. Okay, so I encourage you to dive into that a little deeper. But for this sake, for decluttering, all right, you don't have to be like a hoarder from Hoarders, like the show, to be a hoarder. We hold on to so much stuff, we don't even realize it. Like I realized I had, like just 2 weeks ago, I did some decluttering in my office, and I'm doing it. That's why it's kind of, there's some piles. I take out everything and then I get rid of stuff. I put back what I like do need. I am using what is servicing me. But I had like 20 binders. Like stuff from like junior high. And then I was a teacher before this. So yeah, like binders galore. And I'm like, why? And I realized the reason why I held on to those is because I'm like, I might need these. Or my kid might need these. And that's scarcity mentality. I get it. Like there's a trigger there. Like there's a time where maybe you had to hold on to things, right? There's a time where your mom and dad had to do it. But binders are so, and probably even free binders are so available to us because other people hoard them too. We don't need to hold them in our house. We can have space to put things. I'm looking over, that's where the binders were in my office. Okay. So this works hand in hand with decluttering. And again, the biggest thing is you want everything around you to serve you, to bring you energy, to do something for you. So if you got an outfit that you put on and it's not doing anything for you, you're like, forget it. You have to love it, all right? If you've got too much of something, you're like, why am I keeping these? Why? Don't. Do yourself a favor. Start the clearing out process. It doesn't have to happen overnight. It won't. It's hard because things are tie you down. We don't realize it, but they physically tie you down, and you have to untie that. And it takes time. All right? But this goes into my next point about decluttering. And you must be, like, if you want better in your life, if you want to have more time, better time management, and get things done, you have to be open to receive. So what I'm saying is, like, if you have a broken TV and you haven't gotten rid of that, how are you going to get a new TV in the house if you haven't gotten rid of the old one? That's just another way to look at the decluttering process, okay? So start a challenge, all right? I start a challenge. I give these out free all the time. And what you need, just so you know, as far as decluttering, what you need is, it will change. Understand that will change from mommy season to mommy season. Think of all the toys that you have acquired and how much more you're going to acquire, and what kind of toys you have and what kind of toys you won't need as your little one, grows up. Okay, so that's about at the end of my session here, my video. I hope it was helpful. It's all about time management and productivity. I want you to work on focusing and upgrading your systems, decluttering. And I'm just going to give you one little nugget here at the end. All right, moms, we have to be a boss. We have to work like a good boss. And a good boss, at least I recommend that. All right, a good boss knows when to delegate, knows when to outsource. And, what I mean by delegate is give other people stuff to do that's on your plate. You don't have to do it all. And when I was talking about abundance and scarcity and being open to receive, if someone offers help, it's okay to say yes. And I know we're control freaks and we're perfectionists and we want to do it our way, but there's got to be something to lighten the load. And that's the whole idea. All right, lighten your load and just transform your days. Transform them. You're going to be a lot happier. And when I say outsource, I mean okay, fine. If it comes to cleaning, maybe you hire a housekeeper. And if you say, well, I can't afford that, well, could you afford it once a year? Could you afford it? Maybe it's around your birthday. Maybe around your birthday, you get someone to come clean your house. Maybe that's your birthday gift. What? That'd be awesome. I'd be okay with that. Whatever. Or maybe you just treat yourself. I'm getting this once a year. Maybe you do it twice a year, 3 times a year, 4 times seasonally, whatever. Okay, fine. Maybe you can afford it. All right. Just because you can do everything doesn't mean you should, moms. We should be wise. We got to be wise with all of this stuff. And so instead of saying I can't afford these, maybe you then say, how? How can I? Unlock and lean into your problem solving, inventing, making skills, because you are an inventor of your life. You control it and your little ones. All right. All right, mamas, I hope that this has helped you. Again, come visit me at theamazingmama.com or come join me on in the academy. I'm on Instagram at amazingmama, and I'm on YouTube, and I am on in a podcast. Okay? So take it easy. You're amazing. Till next time.